Steve, thanks for chatting to us on Colne FC TV. First one of many, I hope.
Hopefully, mate, yeah. No, it's good to have you on board.
Yeah. How's pre-season going so far, Steve?
Well, for myself personally, not too well because I've not shifted any weight yet. But no, pre-season's been really, it's been fun. We've introduced quite a few new players to the club. So there's always a bedding in period. Obviously integrated them with the lads that we had last year. But pre-season so far, it's going to plan. It's always the toughest part of the season because of holidays, work commitments, more holidays, festivals, birthdays, weddings, bar mitzvahs, the whole lot we've had. So it's difficult to try and get into any real stride, and the early stage of our pre-season is very much all individual performance, just getting into a certain level. But fair play to a lot of the players we've got. They've come back in really good shape. So the fact that they've looked after themselves has made our job a little bit easier, and we can concentrate on more maybe technical stuff, but still make them get a good sweat on as well.
Yeah. Have you brought any new players into the club during the summer?
Yeah. We've sort of advertised a few now. So we've got we identified 4 or 5 targets when we finished the season, knowing the season that we had and where we were going to end up this year. So we identified Joe Garvin. We knew of his availability, so we went after him and got him. Danny Morton. We landed Danny. So Joe, an attacking player that's going to give us goals and assists. Danny Morton, real attacking fullback. New modern day sort of fullback. We've brought in Matthew Beadle, cracking centre forward. One that all the lads have all contributed as well to getting him here. It's 34 and 36 last year. It's a great record. He's a lovely kid as well. He really is a top lad. We re-signed Ben Wharton, centre forward, who came into us back end of last year. He's loved it. He's just fitted in so well. Who else we brought in? We brought in Chris Lynch just most recently, centre half. We've actually not announced that one on the web yet, but that's coming, so that can go live. Ben Woodhead, goalkeeper. Very lucky to have Tony Aguirre again for another 12 months. But we know that Ben's only 23. He's got a great CV behind him. If we can keep him fit, and he's injured at the moment, he'll be our long-term number 1. So we've got good cover there. And then in terms of any other players, Joe Melia, who's enjoyed himself in Ibiza. He'll be coming back, and he'll be giving us something that he gave us last year, energy, and more so off the field. He's definitely our club character, if you want to call him that.
Well, of course, Evo-Stik's going to be a bit of a tougher kind of challenge for Colne next season. But what are you expecting from the Evo-Stik North Division One? I'm expecting it to be very, very tough. I've spoken to a lot of friends in football who are already at Evo-Stik. I've played there myself. Plus I'm a busy bee. I'm out watching games 4 or 5 nights a week, so I know what the league has to offer, and I think the biggest difference, without disrespecting any teams in North West Counties, is there was games in the North West Counties you thought, with the squad that we've got and the team that we had and the winning run that we was on, we had a chance of winning that game, without mentioning any names. And then you'd know the big tough games that you had to perform in. With the Evo-Stik North, I don't think there's going to be an easy game. There isn't someone you can turn up and go, we'll do these today. You've got to be on your game every single week. So mentally tough for 42 league games, that's going to be a tough challenge. We're expected to be a bit more physical every single week, more direct. Can we deal with that? But we're not going to change our way. We're a passing side. We've got a nice style of football that we try and play, give the fans something to enjoy. That's why they pay the money to come and watch. And plus the players they attract, they're not just people that are just going to go long and boom it to a big target man and get there. We're bringing in footballers who want to play football, and we're not going to change our style just because the league we're going into. But a season that we are certainly looking for to try and maybe change people's attitude towards the kind of football that everyone says is Evo-Stik football. Excellent. Well, we've got another big game here tomorrow night. Champions Cup, Atherton Colliery. Is there a bit of a thorn in your side, aren't they?
Without showing any weakness, they are my biggest nemesis in football. I don't know what it is. I
I know the manager really well.
They're just a very good side.
A very good side. We played them 2 seasons back in the cup when they were in the counties first, and to be fair, it was a good cup game, and they beat us 2-0. And you knew then that they had a good side, and then they've come into the league, and fair play to them. They came up and they were the top 3 side with us run Colne Linnets, and all season we were up there. They've got a very good squad. They've got a great manager. I get on really well with Cleggy, and they're starting to get a good fan base as well, so that always helps. But the occasions that we played in this season just gone. It's given me nightmares. And the only success we really had was the second half performance at home, where we got a draw out of it, and we were down to 9 men, which I also think does show the kind of character that we had that won us the league. Because any other team against an Everton College side with 9 men, you're going to get beat heavily, and we ended up scoring and should have scored a winner as well.
Yeah, I was here that night. I remember that well, and I think that was the same night that Pewey got turned inside out in that first half.
I'm not going to say that, but let's put it this way: he certainly had a mouthful off me at full time, and I think he had a trilogy of performances against Everton Collieries. But to be fair to Pewey, he put his hand up and he knew, and I think he's got a few demons he wants to put to rest tomorrow. But no, we're looking forward to it. They're a great setup, and I speak to Cleggy a lot, and we do wish them well this year, and I think they'll certainly be again.